The next time you're driving through rural Indiana, keep your eyes open for a willow. You may not know what you're looking for at first, but once you do, you'll see it everywhere. Hoosier Greg Adams knows what to look for, and he knows what to do with willow when he finds it.
One of the things I started out doing is making wreaths. You can take a piece of willow like this, just continue adding on to it.
This is a technique Greg discovered nearly 3 decades ago, almost by accident.
I was fishing one day up at the Mississinawa Reservoir back in, must have been 1983, and I had been trimming some rose bushes in my backyard, and I just happened to have a pair of clippers in my back pocket. The fish weren't biting, and I was restless, and I saw some willows growing nearby, and I was attracted by their color, so I cut some of them off, and I took them home, and I thought, well, I'll try to make a basket like the Indians used to do, and I've got it in here somewhere. It looks like a child made it, but it encouraged me to do something with natural materials.
Greg's natural material of choice to this day? Willow, of course.
Willow is a tree that grows in wet areas, around swampy areas, depressions in the middle of fields. And in the Midwest here, it's often cut over. If it was allowed to grow, it would get to be a large tree. If you're going to be a person who makes furniture and you go out and buy a bunch of wood and have to have the machines to machine it, that's quite a big deal. This is very simple, basic, so that's what really appealed to me, the simplicity.
Greg's come a long way from simple wreaths and baskets, but it was that first basket that encouraged him to continue perfecting his craft part-time while working full-time as a social worker.
I thought maybe way off in the distance I would be able to sell it, but right off the bat it was just a matter of personal discovery, just making it for myself.
As it turns out, off in the distance wasn't very far away.
I'm constantly amazed that this turned out so well. When I was a kid, my dad was a master carpenter. He could make a Duncan Fife dresser. All the dresser drawers would fit. No, I can't. The first time I took shop, I got an F. I didn't care about measuring. If I measure something now, it's measured 5 times and cut 6 times. This is very forgiving.
Forgiving, yes. Gravity-defying, no.
When I first got started, I made a chair that was not too much different than this, and the first time I sat in it, it fell back over. And so I had to figure that all out.
But after years of perfecting his technique, that's no longer a concern. The pieces in Greg's Lapel, Indiana shop may look delicate, but they're well-engineered, built for generations to come.
I retired in 2007. I've been working on my craft ever since. Prior to that time, I just did it on the weekends, and I did shows, and it was a major difference to be retired and have a whole day to fill up. I made all this stuff in that time.
And it's a lot of stuff. Greg's Main Street storefront can barely contain all of the tables, chairs, picture frames, and yes, baskets.
I get a lot of people that are envious of me because they think, what, that guy looks like he's having fun. And so sometimes I have to try to conceal how much fun it is. When I go to shows, I usually work while I'm there to show people how I do it. And they say, you're having a great deal of fun. Yeah, I am. They say, well, how can you charge money for that? Well, that's fun too.